guys, my name is Vernisha. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, please subscribe. Please click the notification bell. Please, guys. I know every YouTuber says this as an introduction, but please subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, please engage with me. Okay? So today's video, I'm actually trying very hard to not let my emotions get the best of me because my child, how could I not? Whew. I'm sure you can already tell from the title that this video is going to be a testimonial to God, because in all my 27 years of living, I have not seen anyone as faithful as he is, anyone as powerful as he is, anyone as magnificent as he is, and I'm just really in awe of his power. I think a lot of Christians, due to familiarity, we know what the Bible says, we know how to quote scripture, but at the same time, I personally, let me just speak for myself, I personally, I say the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, but that's one part of it, forgetting the other things that contribute to me making him my shepherd and what it really means for me to make him my shepherd. Because you don't just say that he's your shepherd, but you wander off and you look for blessings from people. If you're saying the Lord is your okay, child, you see, fine, let me breathe, my girl, breathe. Anyway, so I got an apartment, you guys. I got a house, not just any house. I got this beautiful home. I've always known I was going to be a property owner at an early age, like at an early age, yes, but more than that, I knew that I was going to prioritize owning a home over anything else, over lifestyle, over nice cars, over anything. For me, owning a home has always been top of the priority list. So anyway, so I just want to give you a background story so you understand and we're able to follow and move along together. In 2017, I moved to the United States. I went there on an exchange program with Cultural Care Au Pair. They are an au pair program. So basically what they do is they place you with a family in the US and you take care of their kids. And as a result, the family pays for your tuition fees. So I was so blessed to have the best. I can't imagine anything better than that. Honestly, if there's a family that would have been kinder, that would have been more supportive, that would have been more sensitive, that would have been more understanding than that, I don't want to meet them, because that family was everything. So I stayed with them for a few months. I didn't finish my program because okay, anyway, let's move along together. So when I got there, I was having a conversation with the lady. It was a young couple, they had young kids, so we could relate to each other, and they understood that, hey, I'm an au pair, but I'm not here to au pair, I'm here to fix my life child. So they were very, very, very supportive. Plus they were academics, so they wanted me to move forward. They really wanted me to make something of myself. They really were placed in that journey of mine at that time by God, literally, because everything just gelled together and we lived in perfect harmony. Praise be to Jesus for that. So but anyway, so one time when I first started, the lady was on her banking app because I was giving her my details, so she had to pay me. So she was on her banking app and like just being casual and transparent about everything. So when she logs onto her banking app, I saw that her balance, because she wasn't even hiding, her balance was like over $1 million. Mind you, my friend, this couple, the wife drove a Toyota minivan that was beat up, wasn't brand new when she got it. The husband drove a Kia Sportage that he got for $7,000, which is like 80 something, 90 something thousand rand. He's a director of a huge research company in New York. It's part of it's in the Wall Street whatever, like it's a big deal. He's a big deal. These people are big deals. Like literally, before, when they told me who I was gonna be living with, I researched them and I was mind blown because these are very successful people. So the wife was a stay-at-home mom, So she was a stay-at-home mom, so me and her would juggle the kids. They had like a real nanny that would take the kids to places that I couldn't go because obviously I'm not from the US. They had a cleaner. So my child, I was there on holiday. So anyway, that happened. Let me not even deviate. We were on her laptop and she was doing her finances thing. So I saw that her account was like 1 million. So I was like, these people, okay, obviously I knew they had money because like they don't struggle to do anything. Like the lady comes from money, the guy comes from money, they have their own money, they're good, they're fine. But I think now is when I sort of had a renewal of mindset as well as to deciding that, you know what, I think this is what I believe I want my life to be as well. Because their house was super, super, super huge. And before I moved, because I was only with them for a few months, after that, I moved into my own place, lived in with a roommate, we shared the rent, I got a real job, so I could afford to pay my school fees and like a well-paying job. So I was good. But before I moved, they were moving into an even bigger, luxurious home. Like, you see the houses you see on TV? They were moving into that, my child. Like, these people, why? But they were so simple-minded. The lady hated shopping. Like, she never, ever went shopping once. She was just simple, man. The husband was just simple. They were just doing their best to do what's best for their kids. So I sort of adopted that as well. A lot of ideologies that they live by, because I really looked up to them and they made it very easy for me to relate to them and sort of like be open and vulnerable as to what it is that I'm here for. Okay, I came through an au pair exchange program, but my child, best believe I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna spread my wings and fly. So they really understood that. So yeah, that's when, and that led me to, because you can't just be au pairing, you have to be in school. It's mandatory that you register at a school. So that's when I decided that I'm gonna go into property management. And I did that, and then eventually after a few months I moved out and I started doing my own thing and continued with my schooling. But I've always known that, you know what, this is my journey. So luckily I even shared the rent with a girl there, so it helped us save. So I saved a lot of money. When I came back into the country, I had a lot of savings and I had already registered a company. So I injected the savings into my company and I started growing my company, because initially I registered it in 2015, but it wasn't in operation until I came back. That's when I learned how to do tenders, how to do RFQs, how to build a company, how to run a company, how to manage a company. Because when you're starting off, you do everything. You're a janitor, you're a bookkeeper, you're an admin clerk, you do the runarounds. My child. And it was a very, very big transition for me because I specialize in construction, which is something that I didn't do. So, but I was lucky that my brother that I work with from time to time was also in the same field, and he had an office already. He had everything that one would need to start a business. So I literally just moved into the office and just like find my own little spot, my own little office that I made like my own safe place that I was able to operate from. Thank God for that. And yeah, that's like when the journey of starting my company really began. So yeah, but I was still getting questions like, why aren't you doing what you studied? You studied property management. You couldn't have spent all those years in the US and then come back and you're not going to use your qualification, blah, 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 blah. But my thing was, oh guys, I don't know, hey, working for someone, I don't think I have that personality. I think aside from, I guys know, like I've always known when I start my property management, it's gonna be because I bought property or I built property, not because I'm working for someone. Nope, my child, no. So I kept saying that. I'm like, guys, no ways. That is not my story. That is not going to happen. When the time is right, God will make it happen, and He will make it happen the way that I want it. I'm not gonna go into a 9 to 5 situation and be reporting to someone and have someone be in control of my time and how I do things. No ways, my child. No ways. So that was that. I focused on tendering for the longest time and subcontracting and submitting RFQs. So I was able to generate money as time went to like stay afloat and keep running. So that was that. But really where the journey of purchasing this specific home began was, okay, firstly, before this journey of purchasing this home started, one time I had this dream, right? And I am a firm believer that God communicates with you through your dreams, and I've seen that, and I'm a living testament of that. Like, I have no doubt in my mind, because like before something drastic unfolds in my life, I will have had like some idea that it was gonna happen through a dream. So anyway, I had this dream that I was like traveling. It was like a pack of us, and like mainly people that I work with. My sister was working with us at the time, so she was there, my brother was there, and other people that we work with. So we're like, I by myself had to catch a flight, so everybody else didn't. It was just me that had to go somewhere. So I keep telling those people, I'm like, guys, can someone take me to the airport? I have to go. No, I think initially I even said I'm gonna go to the airport, and then someone said, no, don't go to the airport, it's fine, just chill for a little bit, hang around with us, and then we'll take you there. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna hang out for just a little bit, but soon you have to take me. So I'm like, cool. And then we're just chilling, and everybody was just chit-chatting and not doing anything serious. So I was like, I kept saying, guys, can someone take me to the airport? And they're like, girl, can you just relax, please? We're gonna take you, okay? We said we'll take you. And I kept saying, guys, somebody take me. And they kept saying, we're gonna take you. And every time we went out, like someone would say, ish, okay, I forgot something, let me go back, or let me say hi to my mama, type of vibe. So eventually I looked around and everyone had left. It was just me in that room, and they told me that, my girl, your flight has taken off, it is gone, and it is late for you. Sorry, not sorry. And I was so devastated in the dream. So I woke up and I prayed about it, and I think I told my mom. I tell my mom all my dreams. I tell my mom, because she's like, she holds spiritually, that woman holds me down, my man, I'm telling you. And I told my sister, and we prayed about it. And I think days after, my sister called me. She's like, hey, I have this conviction that I should tell you that I think it was the month of June or July, you have to focus on praying. Like, not even God bless our food, but real prayer, my girl. Isolate yourself, no going out, no partying, obviously no sex, because you have to remain pure. Like, intense fasting and just focusing on God and hearing what it is that God wants from you, and you communicating what you expect from God as well. So when she called and said that, I was like, oh my girl, you know what? I'm gonna pray for sure, definitely. But I can't commit, because every time I commit to something and then I fail, I get so discouraged. So I don't want to be set back spiritually. The devil, he will give you the words. He will give you the way to put things. Gandhi, he's deceiving you. And my sister was like, okay, that's fine, but now I would say commit, because if you're not committing, what's the point? Don't even set your mind to do it then if you're not gonna commit 100%. And then I was like, I'm not committing, my girl, I'm sorry, not right now, I can't. Because I was thinking, like, guys, so you're telling me I can't go to Life Grand, you're telling me I can't go out, I can't go, no. So I was like, my girl, I don't know about that one. So she hung up, and then she called me back. She's like, you know what, this is really, like, the conviction is intensifying. Please set this month aside to focus on prayer. Cut everyone off, stay in your house and focus on prayer. And you know what, God does things in very strange ways. Initially, I was working at the office, and then I got sexually harassed by a colleague that we work with at the office. colleague, obviously we work together. But anyway, I got sexually harassed, and I swore to myself that I would never set foot in that office again. So I had already decided that I'm going to be working from home. I'm going to spend my days at home, and I was already started with that. So she said, you know what, don't go anywhere, don't party, no dining, no lunching, no brunching, nothing, just stay home and pray. And then I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then the first night that I set my heart to pray and to fast and to commit to the ways of the Lord, I had this dream. Okay, I was supposed to catch a flight again, but this time I was traveling alone. So I was in the car, I was driving to the airport. So when I'm driving there, when I'm driving there, there's a roadblock. So the traffic cops stop the car that was in front of me, and they stopped the car that was behind me, and they just let me pass. Let me just let that sink in. They stopped the car that was in front of me, and they stopped the car that was behind me, and they let me pass. If that's not God's way of telling me, hey, I got you, I don't know what is. So I passed, and I continued driving, and then I stopped somewhere. I don't really know what I was doing, but I was like talking to some people, and I was like, oh, I forgot. Oh, I was supposed to catch a taxi or a bus to the next bus stop. So when I stopped there, I'm like, yo, guys, I forgot my wallet at my place. And they're like, girl, don't worry, we got you. We're gonna drive past your place anyway, so you'll just stop and take your wallet. Okay, cool, sharp. And then they stopped, and I got my wallet, and we went to the next bus stop. It was a shuttle that was supposed to take us directly to the airport. And then I got out of that car, and I was going into the shuttle, and they were like, my girl, that shuttle is full. You can't get in that one. And time is running out, mind you. So they said you can't get into that one. You have to start the new shuttle. So be the first person to get in eventually, and just keep crossing your fingers that people are going to come in quickly so you don't miss your flight. So I'm like on my way to the empty shuttle, and then they're like, no, man, actually we'll create some space for you. Come on in. You know, there are incidents that you can deny, or they have God in them, and there are some that you simply can't. And it's such a warm, tight squeeze when God communicates his plans to you, when you're anxious, when you're not really sure, when you're not really confident, and when he does it in a way that is just so reassuring that you can't even, if you're a spiritual person, you can't doubt that. So anyway, I got in the shuttle, and then we traveled, and then I was able to catch my flight, and then we traveled, and then when we arrived to our destination, I was like seated on the same front row seats with these, what's the word? I don't even know the word. Like people that I already look up to, people that have achieved the success that I would want for myself. So we're sitting together, like conversating and, chit-chatting. And that to me just really verified that God is really taking me somewhere. And that finally, because I had stepped out of working collectively with people that have been very, very supportive. It's not even a matter of they were stealing from me. I have had people that have stolen from me, that have scammed me, that have made promises that they didn't keep. But the people that genuinely root for me have allowed themselves to be used by God in the biggest ways. So it wasn't about that. It was about having my own journey and having God express himself in my life in a very personal and individualistic way, and a way that was personal to him and I don't even know how to explain it. So anyway, that happened, and that was definitely God's way of verifying to me that he is a part of me doing my own thing and stepping out of the office and focusing on my own thing and really hearing what he has to say and how he wants me to do things. So I had that dream, and I told my sister, because already that just told me, whatever you're praying for, even though you just decided today, you're gonna start praying, it's already done. You're finished. Like, you have your answer. It's complete. Because same thing happened to Daniel when he went on his fasting. The angel said to him that the moment the moment that you set your heart out to pray, the answer was already sent down from heaven. So the praying, yes, was needed, because during the time when the prayer is sent from heaven onto earth, there's a lot of things that are going on spiritually. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of, you know how these things are. So the prayer is necessary. But the minute that you say, you know what, God, I am going to do things your way, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to let you run the show, already he does his thing. So that was like my biggest breakthrough and my biggest blessing. So I went ahead and finished my whole intense isolation and fasting and purification period, and staying away from sin and all these things. And the rewards, my child. My carnal way of thinking was, okay, I can't wait until this is done so I can go out, or I can't wait until this is done so I can socialize again and do these things. But it's been long over, but I can't get out. I can't step out, because wow, God is so good. When I tell you, God is so good. God is so good. I would not have been able to do this by myself. I would not have, not even half or a quarter would I have been able to achieve, had it not been for the hand of God rising and saying, hey, this is my time, and I am finally personally granting you what it is that you want. And one thing I know for a fact is that it's in accordance with the Lord's will over my life. Hence, I'm at peace, and everything is just happening so smoothly, guys. I can't explain process to process and step to step, because there's just a lot of things that are involved. But the way God just keeps showing up whenever I think, my child, how am I going to move forward from this? And I'm just really, really grateful for that. So this video is just about me acknowledging that, guys, the magic that happens because faithfulness goes with fruitfulness. This dream has always been here, but because I was never able to say, okay, I'm gonna stop fornicating, I'm gonna stop partying, I'm gonna stop doing this, and I'm gonna really listen to God, and I'm gonna stop trusting people and really trust God, I wasn't able to achieve anything. I was just able to achieve bare minimum. But this can only be God. I can't do this. I can't achieve this. I can't. It's impossible. It's not even up for debate. I can't. This is just God. This is God's hand. Oh, guys. I don't know. So anyway, that happened. I set time aside to really focus on praying, and I was praying. And everything that they wanted just ran very smoothly. People were willing to assist with whatever I needed. Guys, I'm not, in all my 27 years of living, I've never seen anyone as faithful, as just, as magnificent, as powerful as God is. And I am here to tell you that this is the life that God wants for his children. If you know within yourself that you're a child of God, I am here to tell you that as a person that has entered the house of the Father, I am here to tell you there is plenty. There is plenty in my Father's kingdom. There is plenty in my Father's house. We do not lack in my Father's house. We do not beg in my Father's house. Come to the Lord. Guys, come to the Lord. Come to the good life. Guys, guys, when I tell you, let me tell you something. I'm not rich, and I don't make that much money. I'm not rich, man. But the way God keeps providing, because I don't, this is not a place for me to live in. I want to put it on Airbnb. So even after getting it, I needed to decorate it and do all these things, and everything that I need. Can you imagine? I just bought this house, and it's very expensive, by the way, and it's at a very expensive location. I just bought this house. I needed obviously to pay transfer duties. I need to furnish it, and it has to look nice, and it has to go with the standard of this place. And like that's not my power. That's not within my power. That's God. God, this is all God. Guys, this is all God. Oh my goodness, child. In all my life, I will never, ever, 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 ever. This is an introduction to me for like what God can do. And really, because we all say the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. But really, this has shown me, because I was able to put myself away from relying on people, away from doing things in a way that the world does things, and really make him my shepherd. Guys, yo, God, give me the words, because I don't have the words, and I really want you to understand. I really, really, really want you to understand, but it's just beyond me to explain. But guys, I'm not here to lie to you, and I'm not here to make you I don't want to be emotional. I don't want to be emotional. I don't want to be emotional. But here's what, ne? I'm not here because I feel like I don't want this to happen. I'm not here because I feel like, okay, I just did this big thing. If I'd known I was going to be this emotional, I would have kept a pack of tissues. Okay, it's fine. I'm not here because I just did something very big. Oh, I just received this very big thing. So I feel like I have to come out here and talk about it. And you know, the world must know that I have a house. I'm here because if you know me, then you know my story. And you know that I haven't always had an easy life. And you know that I haven't always been fortunate, and I haven't always been successful at my endeavors. But God just restored so much in such little time. And he really just changed my life in a way that only he could. And because even after he blessed me with this home, I didn't step out of that realm of letting him lead. He is still blessing me in so many ways. So I am here because I would be doing God an injustice if I trusted him for something and he delivered. And I came out here and I spoke about how I worked so hard and how I'm so deserving, you know, because this is not me, this is God. And it's just actually making me realize that I don't even know why this has always been the case, but for some reason my life has just always been people wanting to know what's going on and being so interested in my life. I think now I understand why that has always been the case, because the bigger picture was for God to display his power, and more than power, to display his grace, basically, because this is grace. So I am here to tell you that if you're a Christian, if you're a child of God, I said what I said, I'm talking to the children of God. If you're a child of God and you are struggling and things are not working out, oh goodness, child, and things are just not working out and they're just really slow for you, oh God, give me strength. I don't want to be emotional. I really want to get through this, and I really want to get everything that I have to say out. Like, I'm just here to say that you can struggle for 30 years, but God can renew your life in just a month. What happened to me is not coincidence. okay, let me just accept that I'm not gonna not be emotional. What happened to me is not a coincidence. It's not luck. It's not my strength. It's not anything. Is that a... oh no, it's not. I thought that was something else, my child. It's not anything aside from God's perfect love and perfect grace and perfect mercy, and even so much for me to comprehend, because it's just too massive. It's not even about the house, but like my life has just changed, like instantly. Like instantly. Like, I worked for so long without being able to like see the results of my work, you know, putting in so much work, and for the longest time, like, nothing was really happening. But in like the past few months, like, God has blessed me with this home, with money to buy furniture so I can put it on Airbnb as I wanted to, and it looks really like beyond my expectations. Like, He blessed me with another house that I also put on Airbnb already, and I was just thinking, I'm gonna get this house, finish it, put it on Airbnb. I'm gonna have, like, as much as I'm running my business on the side, it's good to have like something stable, you know. Every month you have this thing, like if you have a home on Airbnb, regardless of whether you get a tender, regardless of whether you get subcontracting work, you have consistent income. So that was my plan. I'm gonna get this house, I'm gonna put it on Airbnb. And I wasn't even thinking of, okay, transfer duties, okay, furniture. Like, I was just thinking, I just need a house to do this thing with. God did that, and on top of this, He gave me another house, and I wasn't even looking for that. My child, I wish I had the words to explain, but I don't. But if there is one thing that I'm gonna say, is that if you do have the chance, because I'm also, another thing, I'm also, like, I was a person of the world. Like, if you know that, you know that I was a person of the world. Like, I remember a few months ago, I was dating this guy. My child, I don't want to be emotional. I was dating this guy, and you know these Gucci guys, champagne guys, you know, these guys that go on Instagram to find girls, you know, those guys. I was dating him, and I was like, I felt like, my sis, what are you doing? You know this is not your life. And I remember I said to myself, like, literally, I said to myself out loud that this is the last time that I'm gonna associate myself with someone like this, because I'm relying on them for financial assistance. This is not going to be my life. I know this person and we don't see things the same way. So God, I literally said a prayer. I'm like, God, I don't ever want to depend on a man for money. I don't want to feel forced to be with someone, even as much as I can see that we have different principles, but feel forced to stay with them, because literally this person has taken the responsibility over my not responsibility over my, but like assist. And I said that, and like a few moments later, like things just started to change. I wish I had the understanding of what it is that I did right, so I could tell you, so that you could apply it and that it works. But my prayer is that God's grace, really, at the end of the day, God sees our hearts. I really am a firm believer of that. If there's one thing that I know that I at least did, I don't want to take the glory, but if there's one thing that I know personally about myself, is that my heart has always been in the right place. So even as much as sin may have had a hold of me in some instances, my heart, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. So my prayer is that, like, really God reads your heart and gives you a life that is in accordance with, you know, how you are inside. Because sometimes, God is so good. I can't find the words to say. God is good, and if he can do it for me, then he can do it for you. Listen, my child, like, if you don't know me, go and ask people that know me. They will tell you that my life hasn't always been easy, like, and not even like as it relates to finances, because that hasn't been the case, but just I haven't always been able to see the fruits of the work that I put in, you know. But God just came and everything just turned. Literally, I will say, God, I need money for this, and he will do it. I'll say, God, I need this and this, and he will do it. And I'll say, oh, guys, literally, I'm not even exaggerating. You know, to get very technical, when they talk about operating in the kingdom of heaven, where Jesus reigns over everything in that kingdom, and you step into that kingdom as well, and you walk in that kingdom, and you exist in that kingdom, everything the Bible says is true. You will say something and it will happen. Guys, my life has changed. I'm not even exaggerating. Literally, my life has changed. I have spent so much money in the last few months, so much money. But I've never stressed about where I'm going to get it, because God always provides. I've never stressed about anything. And I've never seen a more phase of my life that had God's glory written over it, such as this. This is like the ultimate thing. This is my life-changing moment. If I ever go back to living in the way of the world after this, you must just know that I'm not 100% upstairs, because what I have seen, no man can go back after seeing what I just saw. But more than anything, children of God, honestly, I'm just here to say, put your trust in God. Because here's like one of the biggest struggles that I've had in my life, okay? When I think this was in 20... Guys, this is gonna be messy. So if me pulling up my... what do you call it? Is it mucus? Me pulling up my mucus is too much for you, then this video is not meant for you, because this is a messy video, okay? Very messy. So anyway, like my biggest struggles, and I know something that God has been wanting to work on me, is like, okay, so let me give you a background story, because I want you to understand. Like, I want you to understand like why this is a big deal for me. When I think I was doing my, I don't remember, but years back, I met this guy, this like wealthy guy. I'm sorry, I just got a very distracting text. I met this wealthy guy, and then him and I dated for like a little over 3 years. And then, like, when I was dating him, he would like, maybe him and I would meet in Joburg every week. Mind you, I'm in varsity, and he knows that I'm in varsity, but he's still like flying me to Joburg every week so him and I can meet. So anyway, we did that. I knew, okay, maybe from Tuesday to Wednesday, Tuesday to Thursday, we'd be spending time together here in Joburg. If he has meetings in Cape Town, I'll fly to Cape Town. And if he has a meeting, then it's during the week, because work is during the week. And I have classes as well, but I'm neglecting my classes to go with him to do his stuff literally every week. And he would... This guy, literally, I'm not even kidding you, I don't think for the time that we're together, I don't think there's ever been a period or a month that he gave me like less than 30,000. Like literally everything that I said I wanted, he did instantly. Like money was no issue for him. If I needed to attend a wedding, if I needed to attend a funeral, if I needed to go somewhere, he would like rent me nice cars. But this guy would like rent me Mercedes, he'd rent me Beamers, but tell him about buying a Polo, because this was before I had a car. Tell him about buying a Polo. Is he gonna buy you a Polo? No. Tell him about, hey, I want to start my business. And I'm not telling you about things that I didn't actually say. I've said these things to him. Hey, I want to start my business, blah, 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 buy me a laptop. Guys, the first time I recall him not doing what I asked him was when I asked him to buy me a laptop. But tell him about, literally every time that I had to go see him, I would ask him for money to do my hair, and I would tell him that I need to buy a new weave, and he did not mind. Every time I had to go and see him, I knew that he would at least send me like 8,000, 7,000, 9,000 so I could do my hair. He did not mind. But tell him about getting you a work laptop. The first time that he didn't do what I asked him to do. But over the years, because we were together for so long, and he was just, apart from him not wanting to see me evolve, in other aspects, he always stepped up. But that was just a distraction, because he distracted me like for so many years. But anyway, so over the years, I sort of like built up a reliance towards him. Like I relied on him, and I felt like my success was solely up to him. So like when I would picture my breakthrough, when I would picture growing in business, because I was still young, when I'd picture growing in business, he was involved somehow. And I really 100% shifted my faith from God to him. I believed in him. I didn't believe in God. Like God did not feature any way in my future plans. It was, okay, my person, I'm going to tell my person I need this, and my person is going to do that, period, and we're done. So that's something that I struggled with for the most part of my young adulthood. And when I went to the US, I remember when I officially like told him, hey, you know what, I'm done, leave me alone, I'm gonna leave you alone, I'm done, I don't want anything to do with you anymore. God just like made me aware of the mistake that I'd made over the years, because even my relationship with God was just going through a downward spiral, because obviously I'm idolizing this man. Of course I'm not going to pray to God. I have a man that you just say what you want and he does. So what's the issue? So when I was in the US, I broke things off with him, and I told him, you know what, because he wanted to plan a trip to the US. I'm like, God has taken me from South Africa to like get me away from this trouble, and I'm still gonna bring this trouble to the US. No. Like, so thank God I had the courage to do that, because that's where I sort of like started to see my mistake, because it was a real thing. Like, it was a real thing. Like, dependency is a real thing, and idolization is a real thing. So to just be blessed in the biggest way that I could have imagined, and have no man involved, and have no boyfriend involved, and have no lover, no nothing, just purely God, is just the cherry on top for me. The fact that when 50 years from now, when I look back at this, it's not going to be, oh, I was dating this guy and he did this, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be God that did this. This is 100% God. It's not me. It's not anyone else. It's not my family. It's not anyone else. It's purely God. Purely God. That is the best part. That is the best part. We thank God that his mercies are new every morning, because in all honesty, we're not deserving. We're not, even as much as I'm going to say, no, I set time aside to pray. It's kingdom principles, yes, but when you measure that with the amount of sin I have committed in this world, no, we're not deserving. So that's my story. I hope I made some sense. I really, really 100% hope that this story touches someone, because it's genuine, it's sincere. Like, I'm not, there's obviously situations where people will get things from men or from married men and say, thank you, God, for this, or blessed, hashtag blessed. This is not one of those, my child. This is real life. These are real miracles. These are real blessings. This is really God stepping up and stepping down from his throne and into the world and saying, hey, this is your season. And I'm truly walking in my season. I'm truly walking in my season in the biggest way. Like, I can't even explain it. Guys, do you know what it takes? Do you know what it takes to make these many changes in just a few months? Acquiring a home is like a process that takes what, like 2-3 months? So all of these changes have happened in the last few months. Do you know what it takes? Do you know what I would need if I wanted to do that using my own strength? It's not, I don't even think it's possible. It's not possible. It's not possible, guys. I wish you could see the change but I guess that's the point of testimony, so that you know that God is still performing miracles. Guys, even the other house that I got is beautiful. It's so dreamy. And the way that I got it, because with Airbnb, and as much as I wanted to have multiple homes enlisted on Airbnb, obviously I can't buy many homes at a go. But and also, a lot of estates, a lot of complexes don't allow you to rent a property and then put it on Airbnb, because that's subletting, and many places don't allow that. So that one was out. And I was like, okay, I had accepted that, you know what, I'm gonna start off with one property. And then I explained my business to someone, I explained my plans, and they just let me use their house here in Parkmore, like 10 minutes away from this house. You want to tell me that's not God? You want to tell me all these years I couldn't access those things until now? You want to tell me that's not God? My child, if you're going to take anything from this video, let it be the fact that God is alive. And if you can separate yourself from the world and let it be just you and him, and be sincere at heart, there's no limit to what you can achieve. There's no limit to what he can achieve for you. There's no limit to what you can do. Okay, I'm gonna stop this video right here, because wow. Well, thank you for watching. Like I said, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so that you know every time I post a video. And yeah, till next time, God bless you. And I really hope that whatever it is that you're trusting God for, this video aids in some way to sort of give you the confidence and give you the hope that truly it can happen. My life has changed in just 2 months, drastically, my child, drastically, like crazy. So yes, that's my testimony. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.